Good evening, Revere, and welcome to Election Night Revere Style. My name is Rick Friendly, along with former State Rep Kathy Ann Reinstein, and Kathy's going to kick the night off speaking with Ward 3 incumbent and counselor for the next 2 more years at the very least, Mr. Arthur Aguanasso.
Thank you so much, Rick, and welcome everybody. And we want to welcome not only Councilor Guanasso, but we want to welcome his fabulous campaign manager, his daughter Karen, and his 2 best campaign workers, his grandchildren, Jimmy and Ariana. And I want to say to you, Councilor, congratulations. You're the first one we get to congratulate tonight. You were unopposed. You are my ward counselor, and obviously very close family friends for a long time, and I want to say congratulations to you and welcome.
Well, Kathy, thank you very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be here tonight to, again, thank the people of Ward 3 for their generous vote for me and my family. They recognize in Ward 3 that, election time comes and election time goes. But Arthur Guanasso and his committee always stays in focus, and we try to exemplify what's best in Revere. I was honored this past year by being selected by my colleagues as their president.
That's right.
Another great honor, and it's always a little difficult in an election year to become president because you need to maintain the order of the city's business, and you also have to maintain the spirit of cooperation among the city councilors. And I believe we achieved that this past year, and I applaud my colleagues for that, and I appreciate the fact that they held themselves high and above reproach, and they did an admirable job in representing the community. But Arthur Guanasso has a vision for the future, and the vision that I have and share with you and the members of the audience that are watching at home is that you've sent a message loud and clear. Traffic and overdevelopment is a major concern that you have. Well, in my little 5-minute dissertation that they allowed me on cable TV, as all the candidates made statements, I came up with a resolution and I think a very good possible solution to our overdevelopment. And it's the GB district. All that needs to be done is modified. Increase the amount of spaces required for a building by right. And again, for the future, eliminate any possible events occurring again as it's occurring at American Legion Highway as we speak today. Those 2 projects are being built by right without any neighborhood approval. And I find that to be very objectionable. And obviously, while the paperwork was in for the building permit and stuff, you couldn't change the zoning while it's in process. But what I would like to do is increase the amount of parking requirements for GB district. And that encompasses most of the city. So it's, and I think that is a great solution. There's many other things that we're looking forward to. We're looking forward to a new DPW building. We're looking for a new high school. But in my honest opinion, I think we got to come back to the drawing board and see how our financial burden is affecting the taxpayer. And so before we do anything for a new high school, we got to make certain that we follow through on our commitment for the DPW, because that's already in place and the old place has been torn down, and now they're working out of trailers. So that's our first obligation and I would think that the administration will, whoever the new administration or the administration as it is today, will work with that. And I look forward to rectifying some problems that, have been let by the wayside. And hopefully we can unify our whole community after this election's over. We had a very hotly contested mayoral contest. We have a very spirited councilor at large and school committee contest. We got to get all the newly elected people, whoever they may be, and sworn in January, that this is a one common Revere. We all have a common charge in place. We all want to do good for our community and show the rest of the cities and towns around us that we can get together after an election. And I think that's the most important part we have facing us today. Unfortunately, as I said previously in many occasions, the electorate is not voting. And the prediction for the, I don't even know if we met the prediction that the election commissioner had offered out at 43%. I don't think we did that. And so I'm concerned about that. So what that means is, out of every registered voter, 4 out of 10 vote, 6 don't vote. That's really that's not a good sign. That means that people are just not interested in voting, and they don't care what's going on. They certainly have opinions. I mean, there's a lot of people offering opinions, but they have to get out and exercise their civic duty. Go out and vote.
Couldn't agree with you more on that.
And it's discouraging, you know, and people have worked hard to gain their support. You know, they've worked these past year, door to door, money spent on advertising throughout, whether it be social media and wherever it was. It's time and effort that was put forward, and I don't think the fruits of that would mourn today, for sure. I think we got an extremely low turnout, and that makes me worried. What have we done that will lost the interest of the public?
Well, thankfully, you know, we have people like you who have not lost interest in the city. And you've been, you know, very dedicated. And, you know, as we know in Revere, we are people who have a lot of passion. So we have nothing if we don't have the passion that we have. And I thank you and your family for the passion and dedication that you've had. And it's, you know, you've always been very even-tempered. I think it's been wonderful to have that kind of leadership on the council, and you know, we look forward to seeing what comes next. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy to put your name on a ballot. It's not easy to run, and you know, thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you did as the council president, and you know, look
I
forward
hold
to.
my responsibility with a high regard. I mean, when I went to work for Mass General for 41 years, I went to work every day offering my best service I could possibly do. And I absolutely loved working there. Now, serving the city of Revere, I do the same thing. I really enjoy my position. I have a fond feeling for the people of Revere. And I understand some of their frustrations they're sharing. And I just want to help the rest of the councilors, the mayors, to get together with the folks out there and try to get them back on and voting and tell them that they're all part and parcel to our city.
Right. And
And that's so important.
Right.
You know, you've been in it for a long time, and I got into politics, a couple of people. One was John F. Kennedy. I gave my jalopy car for them for the democratic process. I came home from night school. I was going to school. I saw my 49 Oldsmobile plastered with Kennedy signs all over it. And when I saw that, I was like 7 feet tall. I was like, that's my car, you know, this was something special. And then a few years later, I bumped into a guy named Billy. And there we go, you know. Yeah. He appointed me to the Revere Beach Citizen Advisory. He appointed me as the license commissioner. He appointed, and I was his treasurer for Congress.
That's right.
And his treasurer for mayor. And that's when I got started. I got the bug. And I don't regret 1 minute of it. I just feel that serving your community is always a good thing. And the best part about it is, and you can ask them, she's here, I always ask my children, if you're opposed to this, I'll be out of it tomorrow, you know. But if you're for it, you let me know, and hopefully we'll get together. And they've been by my side ever since. And my grandchildren are now picking up the challenge to help out.
Well, you remember Karen and I and Arthur and Kim and my brother were much younger than these guys.
I know.
With you guys up here.
The Reinsteins and the Guanassos were like,
yeah.
we shared homes.
Yes, we did. And,
there.
you know, we were lucky because we grew up understanding how important public service is.
Yep.
And how important it is to give back to your community. And this is why you have your wonderful family sitting here with you. And you're right, your family and your supporters and your friends are everything. And they know who a candidate really is, and they love you and support you anyway.
Well,
and that is a very
That's a very
big
important
thing.
part of it. And
Yes.
Dominic would be here today, but he's in the University of Miami.
I know.
So
it's exciting.
we just took pictures of him. My wife and I, we got the University of Miami
great.
shirts and to celebrate. And so they're down there in Florida, but he's right in part of, it's part of it. He loves me being involved, and he's proud of what we do. he wishes he could be here. Last week he had midterms or some term
Yeah.
papers that he was studying for, in between going to the football game.
Of course.
But so it's been a great honor for me. And I just can't, again, Kathy, Rick, thank the people of Ward 3. You don't know what you mean to me. It means that you really think a lot of me. I will be completing my 32nd year come this December. That's a milestone in itself. 32 years of public service and it's serving the same area. And I'm the only living member that's up there, pictured, because, and that's a great honor. And
Awesome.
when I walk into this chamber is something special for me.
Absolutely.
I really, this means a lot to me. And when, I see people using it for other things, I get kind of home control.
I understand.
Take care of those then. Watch out for these microphones because we need those on Monday night. And it's a personal thing that I have, and a love for this community, and certainly this council chamber means a lot to me.
Well, congratulations,
Thank you
Counselor.
so much.
Thank you for your
Thank you so
continued
much.
service.
Thank
And, I look forward to calling you to voice my
You
opinions
are
when
my
things,
constituent, and I
when
did
things,
hear from you.
are upsetting me in the ward, which I haven't called you that much to be
No,
upset.
you've been good to
so
me. You've been pretty
I have
good.
been.
But I better get results or else I would see a different side.
But, more than you, I want to congratulate you guys for all your hard work too, and in supporting your grandfather and your dad, and
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
It means a lot to me.
Yeah,
Thank
it's
you.
good to see you.
I'm proud to be here.
congratulations.
Love you.
Love
Rick,
you too.
God bless.
Congratulations, Counselor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being our first guest,
It's
Counselor.
and actually, I have a little tradition. I come up here first every year. I love it.
That's good.
I love to be first.
Well, congratulations, and we look forward to watching you in the council.
Another 32 years
My goodness, from your mouth to God's ears, right?
with some formaldehyde.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Congratulations. So that was great. We just heard from our first person who is thanking the city, and we want to congratulate again Councilor Guanasso and for his service for being the current president as he finishes his term of the council. And my ward councilor, we look forward to having him for another 2 more years. But I'm very excited, Rick. I'm not going to lie. I'm very excited to be here with you today.
Oh, the excitement goes both ways there, Miss Kathy, and
Thank
I am.
you.
This is my first time hosting. Have you ever hosted election night before?
I have. It's a while ago. I mean, definitely when I was in office, and I want to say maybe when Tom Ambrosino was first elected mayor.
Okay, that wasn't that long ago.
It was kind of a while ago.
Well, he was here, what, 12 years? Was he 12
Yeah,
terms?
so it was probably like
12 years?
99.
Yeah,
It's
it
been
was
a
about-
while.
that was
It
about
like
20 years.
ago.
Ooh,
Totally
my.
dating myself.
Yes.
But, we mentioned, we were talking to Arthur about like the passion that people have in this city. And you and I were talking before we went on the air that, Revere is a passionate place. There is no doubt about it. We live with our hearts on our sleeves and our opinions there as well. And what's really great is even though, there's always sides taken in an election and people are passionate about it, it's because everybody really cares about this city. And, you and I were talking before we went on is there's so many really amazing organizations and people that are involved. And, you're one of those people, and what you've done for, the autism community here and what you've done for the kids in school. I mean, really thank you for what you've done. I mean, your organization and what you've done is one of the things that really makes this community, a community that you want to live in.
Well,
So I
I
want to
just,
thank you for that.
yeah, thank you. It was something that started back in, actually, speaking of 20 years, back in 98, 99, before we actually started the Little Ricky Foundation. We, when my son Little Rick was at the Garfield, I would always offer the teachers whatever they need and purchase it and so on and so on. And that just went throughout the years. And then when my 40th birthday, I found out about it, and I told my wife I don't want any presents. If anyone wants to give anything, they can just, write a check to Revere Special Ed. And kind of that's where it took off. Then the next year, we just established the foundation, and over $125,000 later, between cash, scholarships, field trips, supplies, you name it. Yeah, I would hope we made a little bit of a difference here. I mean, there's a long way to go. There are some great groups in here. Row is back. It's been 2 years now, led by Stacey Lavatt. and you have CPAC. So there are a few good groups here that are really putting special ed, really taking care of these kids and their families and provide not only, supplies and field trips but information and a place to go and a place to turn. Because I tell you, when we didn't know what to do when Little Rick was graduating high school, so a lot of work you have to do on your own. So now I'm passing off everything that I went forward, everything that I went through. I'm just kind of passing off to parents who need the information to, what did their kid do after high school? So yeah, it's a lot of work. It takes a village. My wife, she does all the work. My wife Jody. I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife Jody, Little Rick, Olivia, and Julia is watching it on YouTube live at Merrimack College.
Wow.
So I give that a shout out. But one thing Arthur said I want to go back on, and we spoke about, it's a very passionate election, but he was talking about the turnout.
Yeah.
You would figure on a passionate election, you would hope to hit, 50. I mean, I know it's not a presidential election, but this is a mayoral election. This is just as big concerning the citizens of Revere. So I know it rained for a little while today, but, that shouldn't have stopped. I mean, the turnout was pretty good when I voted early at the Lighthouse Nursing Home, and I was there around 12 o'clock or so. I saw how many people already went through the door, so I was surprised. It was going to be a good turnout, but when he was just talking 42, 43%, it was a little disappointing in a passionate year like we had.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't remember seeing an election year like this with so much, can I do air quotes, passion?
Yes.
Yes.
You can do air quotes. We'll probably do a lot of air quotes tonight, I would imagine. I mean, I agree. And like you said, presidential elections obviously traditionally draw the biggest, voter turnout. And, and I get it because people are engaged. And, everyone is inundated with so much information and there's so much sides drawn all the time.
Okay,
Oh,
we have
some numbers in.
we have an update right now. The 4 precincts out of 21 counted. We have Mayor Brian Michael Arrigo with 1,189 votes, and challenger Councilor at Large Dan Rizzo with 867 votes. Now, we have 17 precincts to go. Everyone thought this was going to be a close election, and it's only separated by a couple 300 votes right now. So yes, Kathy, this is going to be a close election for the mayoral race again.
Absolutely. And I think, I think most people anticipated that, especially after, 4 years ago. And I think, again, you're talking about really passionate people and great people on both sides.
Right.
And, similar and very different opinions for the future.
Yes,
and
yeah.
I think, and it's interesting, these, both of these committees held very, very strong for 4 years. So I think, again, we should say, like we said, to Council Granasso and his family, like really, to all of the people who have campaigned and held a sign or made a phone call or, all of these things, and anyone who went out and voted. I mean, this is a village, and I want to say thank you because, to be engaged in your community, like you said, the turnout is disappointing, right,
Yes.
so far. And, sometimes people don't want to be engaged and maybe they get caught up because things get maybe quote unquote negative, right? But it's still your community. And if you care about it, you should be involved in it. And we are looking now
Yes.
at large.
At large,
official.
and topping the ticket with 4 precincts reporting, and not a surprise is Jessica Angelino with 1,056, Steve Morabito at 921, George Rotundo at 7. I'm
Nope,
sorry.
Anthony.
Oh, yeah, it's not in order.
Zambuto.
Anthony Zambuto at 776 and George Rotundo at 724. And picking up the 5th spot, the open seat vacated by Councilor at Large Dan Rizzo is Jerry Visconti with 638. Looks like his closest challenger there is Dimple Rayner at 525, about 113 votes behind Jerry, and that's with 4 out of 21 precincts reporting.
Yep, and like you said, I mean, and again, like even though we're hearing that the turnout isn't as good as the election commission wanted and that we had anticipated, it's great to see so many people that have put their name on the ballot. I'm always encouraged by that because it shows that there's people who are, it's very hard. You've done it.
Yes.
I've done it. It's very hard to put your name on a ballot and put yourself out there. It's incredibly intimidating. And sometimes you have to do it a couple of times before you maybe, get that seat on the council. And there's many people on the council right now that had to do it a couple of times before but actually both people running for mayor.
Yeah.
Lost the first time they ran.
Yeah.
And they've both served as mayor. And so it's a testament to, how they feel about the community and being able to put yourself out there. It's not easy. So, I say kudos to anyone who does that.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Being a former elected official, with the ballots the way they are, incumbents go alphabetically first and then the challenges. And reading the at-large, the way they were listed on the ballot, 1, 2, 3, 4, top the ticket, and then challenger Visconti at the bottom at number 5, taking up that 5th spot. So you think obviously it's an advantage being an incumbent the way the ticket's listed?
I mean, possibly, sure. But
Yeah.
I mean, that is, the advantage of being, being an incumbent.
Right.
If you're an incumbent, you can be listed as an incumbent.
Right.
And things like that. I mean, but, usually you've identified, you've done your work, you've put yourself out there, whether it's knocking on doors or taking out ads or doing mailers, that people are going to go and look for your name.
Right.
And some people who don't know, there's some people show up to vote and they don't know anyone to vote. Maybe they say, I'm going to do the top 5. I'm going to do the bottom 5.
And I've heard that.
And some people say, I'm going to go and just vote for this one person
Right.
because
The so-called bullet.
they're my
Yeah.
friend or 2 people,
Right.
I mean, you're entitled to do any of those things as a voter. You could up to 5
Right.
in both the at-large and the school committee race. So, it's really your decision,
Yeah, so we have the mayoral race for precincts reported. Mayor Brian Arrigo's up by a few hundred. And the at-large race, we have 4 incumbents leading the race and Jerry Visconti picking up the 5th spot so far with only 4 out of the 21 reporting. Right now, entering the chambers, unopposed, my counselor, everyone's pal, does a lot for the community and athletics as a whole. Counselor Ward 4, Mr. Patrick Keefe. Hey, buddy. What's up? Have a seat.
So this is, this is the fun part of the night when we get to say congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Again, to you and your family and all of your campaign workers. I know, this is not your first, second, or third rodeo with this. And we were talking about too, just, the involvement that you had in the city before you ran, and now that you're in, and what you do for a lot of the youth sports and things. I mean, thank you for what, you and so many other people do with Pop Warner, but congratulations and
Thank
welcome
you.
back to the council.
Thank you very much. And thank you to the citizens of Revere. Thank you to the citizens of Ward 4, but all over Revere. And, this was a first for me because and I'm still have that nervous energy of an election night. And this was the first unopposed election. And I think it's because of the work that we put in, and it's a great little area of the city that has a lot of passionate, long-term residents and voters, and the numbers have been sounding really well. I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm just as nervous tonight as I was the first time that I was elected 3 terms ago.
It's a heck of an honor to run unopposed, especially in a city like Revere. I mean, it's a heck of an honor. I mean, you're doing something right when no one wants to pull their name out for Ward 4, and they're like,
Well,
this guy's doing a good job. And that's I think you're doing a great job, Pat.
I take it that way. I take it that I think people respect what I do, and I also think that it's hard work. And Kathy, your family was in politics, and you were in politics for many years. Ricky, you delved into it as well. It's not easy, and like you said, it's not the putting your name on a ballot. It's the upfront work years in advance, creating a name and I didn't jump into politics because I wanted to be a politician. I actually hate the word. I jumped into politics because I wanted to help represent the city on a different level. But I did that before. I did it before I was an elected official. I've done it I didn't grow up in Revere, so I had to create a name for myself. But 15 years of once my children started getting active at 3, 4, 5 years old, I realized, there's got to be someone that's helping to represent the youth a little bit more and people that are a little bit more involved. And that's not anything against anyone, but I just felt like it was necessary. And more and more people kept saying to me, you should get more involved, Patrick.
We're going to interrupt you for one
Sure.
second. We're
Yep,
just going to give some
just-
results. Hold on.
Yeah.
So we have 7 of the 21 precincts counted, and right now the count is Brian Arrigo, 1925, and Dan Rizzo, 1470. So far, what we've anticipated, it's a nail biter.
Yeah, it's about
Pretty close.
455 votes right there, difference. He was up by about 300 and so after 4 precincts, and now he's up 455, that's the mayor, after 7 precincts. So we're 1/3 of the way there, Kathy.
Right, 33% in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, but just going back to it, I just want to say again to the voters of Revere and to all the residents of Revere, not just voters, to the youth, to everyone that lives in the city. I love Revere. I really appreciate what you've done for me, and I'll give back to you. But lastly, I just want to leave on this note, and certainly if you have any questions, I just want to remind everyone, today is election day. Tomorrow is November 6th. The positivity has to start to begin. And granted, that doesn't mean that you can't have a gripe or that you can't have a problem with certain things. But as we all know, this election seemed to get a little bit ugly. And that's not on one person, that's on a whole community. And I understand passion. You know, I stood across some of my non-supporters in the last elections. It's just about, let's all get along, you know, and let's work on Revere together. So if I can ask that, is everyone work on that positivity moving forward? And, you know, we're going into Thanksgiving, we're going to the holiday season. Let's all come together again, regardless of who wins any of the elected officials.
Well said, and we got a big game coming up Friday night,
Right,
Patrick.
right. Yeah, that's been awesome. So Ricky, the Revere High football team is playing in a really big playoff game. This will, if they win this game, and let's cross our fingers that they do, they will go to the Division IV North Finals for the first time, probably since the Cella era.
Yeah.
And they're playing it Friday night at home
Wow.
in Revere, so that's awesome.
Yeah, I will be there.
You will.
I won't be announcing because Billy's gonna be back on the PA, but I will be there, in case you need me.
Well, maybe you come up
for the
and do a
third
little
man
cameo.
in, let me know.
Maybe we could do a sideline report.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Pat,
Again,
congratulations.
thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Kathy.
Congratulations.
I really
Pat, hold on one
appreciate it.
second.
Thank you for your.
Can we show those, see those words?
Yeah, we wanna have the
Pat,
word.
you ran unopposed and you still received 827 votes. That's pretty impressive, buddy.
I think that's only what, not of it.
That's only,
That's not everything.
It's gonna be over.
Yeah, that's incredible, but we have 8 precincts of the 21. Look, so what is that?
Luckily, we have
Oh,
nothing
okay.
in Ward 6 in yet.
Yeah, so
because
Ward,
there's no numbers up for
Ward 2,
6.
yeah. Ira Novoselsky with a comfortable lead over Robert Bent. And then Ward 5, John Powers, 145, Eric Lampedecchio, 85. And nothing reported on Ward 6 yet, Kathy.
Right, and Ward 6 is going to be.
That's a big ward.
That's going to be a
Right.
pretty heated
Huge.
ward, I
Yes.
think. Yeah, so that'll be interesting as time comes in.
Well, thanks for having me. And one last note to all the citizens of Revere, but Jen, Pat, little Patrick, Adriana, all your friends, Bobby, Chris, Brian, Donnie. You know, I'm sorry I'm going to forget some people. Stacy, all those people that came out today in the pouring rain. Sully on Feno, Sully. Thank you. So he's still out there for 12 hours. He's supporting 3 candidates now, but the people that supported me this election, especially again pouring rain today, I really appreciate it. Thank you, and I love you.
All right,
Thank you, Pat.
congratulations, Counselor.
Thank you.
You're a classy guy. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
And thank you for answering my phone calls when I call you.
Thank you.
I know,
All right.
we've had both of our ward counselors
I know,
here.
this is great.
This is good. So,
I got
mean,
another-
they answer our calls anyway, but now, they definitely.
I got an unofficial bite in my ear. Unofficial winner for Ward 2, Ira Novoselsky, 637. Robert Bent won 632 for Ira, and Robert Bent, the challenger, at 187 votes. That is unofficial.
Eric helping me too.
Eric in Ward 4. Eric in Ward 4,
All right.
Pat Keefe says, thank you.
Where's the party? Where's the party there, Ward 4 champ? Look at that, update on Ward 4. Patrick Keefe, unopposed, 1,333 votes.
You should play that.
That is great. That is fantastic.
And that is a lot, especially when you're running unopposed.
When you run
Sometimes people
unopposed,
don't vote for you.
Exactly.
But again, these are people that are out there working and never taking anything
Right.
for granted.
Right.
So I give Pat
He's
a
a-
ton
he's
of
a-
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been great. So it looks to us, as we're looking at the numbers that you guys see, that everyone at home sees on the screen, it looks like we have Ward 6 and Ward, what was the other one that wasn't coming in? 3 that hasn't come in yet. So
Yeah, go
now
back
we're
to the
looking-
ward race, please. There we go.
Yeah, so that's going to be really interesting as the night
You got
goes
it.
on. So I'm sorry, you can go back to the other
Oh,
one.
you go back to the at-large race. It's a close one there, Kathy, and looks
Wow.
like Jessica Janino at 2435. This is with 10 precincts reporting. Steve Morabito at 2183. Anthony Zambuto at 1871. George Rotundo at 1695. Jerry Visconti at 1418. And Dimple Rana at 1313. So Dimple's 105 behind Jerry for that
Yeah.
fifth coveted seat for the at-large. John Correggio, 888. Brian Vesci has 1,009, and Wayne Rose at 716. So these are unofficial. That is 11 out of 21 precincts reporting. So we're halfway there. It's going to be a close one for that fifth seat, Kathy Ann.
I think it is, and I think it's kind of what we had heard, right? So
Yeah.
again, you have a lot of different people. You have some people, Brian Vesey is a former counselor, Jerry Visconti was on the school committee and, is very involved in a lot of different things with his children and everything. So you have a lot of other people. John Correggio was on the council before. You have people who have been, Wayne Rose has been involved in the city. Bob Capaccio has been involved in the city. Dimple is very involved in the city.
Yeah.
So you have people who, and a lot of these people put their names on the ballot several times. So, and they, we've seen signs everywhere, all over the city for all of these people that
Yes.
we're looking at these numbers tonight.
And they just
So-
changed right in front of our eyes.
Yep, so we'll read it again. So right now it's, we have 11, we have 11 still, so now we have, Jessica Janino at 2770, Steve Morabito at 2469, Tony Zambuto at 2099, George Rotundo at 1907, Jerry Visconti at 1625, and Dimple Rana at 1466. And then you've got Brian Vesci at I can't read that because my glasses are not
Yeah,
failing
Brian
me.
Vesci at 1112, John Correggio at 1013, Wayne Rose at 873, and Robert Capoccia at 818. And they just got updated again to the 12.
So again, I think and it just updated again. So this is how it's going to be. So far we're still seeing it's.
All right, we're going to look at the school committee now.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, this is going to be
Thank you.
another big race.
So we are looking at, looks like Carol Ty, who's, topped the ticket every year right now.
But look who's surprised, look who's at number 2.
Anthony D'Ambrosio, a newcomer who has worked very hard. I mean, his dad was on the school committee for a long time and, saw Anthony holding signs and knocking doors all over the city. So he's second right now. Susan Gravelisi, Michael Ferrante, right? Wait.
Yeah, they're changing it.
Stacy Rizzo.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
it
changing
keeps
right now again, yes.
All right, let's do the
We're
rundown
getting some
again.
real live results. I
So
love
let's
this.
start again.
This is great.
So Carol Ty at 2992.
Yes.
We have Anthony D'Ambrosio at 2956.
Correct.
And then
Looks like Stacy, yeah.
Stacy Rizzo at 2545. We have Michael Ferranti at 2503. Susan Gravelisi at 2396. Correct?
That's correct.
And then we've got John Kingston at 1872. And we've got Fred Sinella at 1908.
Yes.
Al Terminello at 1365. And Michael Toto at 1117.
So look at that race. Look at that
People really
race.
coming out to vote
Yeah,
for
look at that
school
race between
committee.
John Kingston and Fred Sinella. That is about 36 votes separating them for the 6th seat right now.
Yep.
If those results were, that's 13 precincts reporting. So John Kingston's in a battle right now with Fred Sinella, as 13 of the 21 precincts have reported. When people say, I'm not going to vote, my vote doesn't matter, it matters. You're down 36 votes.
Your vote absolutely matters. My father told me a story a long, long time ago. My grandfather, I guess, ran for city council a long time ago.
Yeah.
And he lost by minuscule votes. And one of the neighbors said, I forgot to vote. and like
Come
had
on.
a few people, and my grandfather was never on the council, but I don't know if my father said that to probably prove a point that we always have to show up and vote.
Yeah.
And for us, I mean, I'm sure for you, Election Day is a high holiday in our house. And, it's one of those things that you make sure that you're voting and you're exercising your right, because if you're not voting, you really don't have a right to quote unquote complain to people. It's really important.
Oh, yeah.
that
We
you-
used to always
that
go out
you-
and do
This
the-
is when you voice your
Yeah.
opinion. This is when it's heard.
I grew up in Malden. I've been in Revere since 96, so 23 years. I grew up in Malden, and voting was really, really, really big back then. And that's when we had, Mayor Lucy, Mayor Conway, all those guys. And right now, a dear friend of mine, he's running for re-election again, Gary Christensen for Mayor Malden, great guy. My mom has a sign on her lawn for him, and if YouTubers out there in Malden, hopefully Gary has a celebration tonight. Great family. He actually went to graduated Suffolk University with my wife Jody. They went to
kidding.
Suffolk together, yeah.
Yeah, we've got-
So Gary, good guy in Malden, and hopefully he can take it home and keep Malden moving forward. They're doing a lot of great things in that city next door.
I mean, you have known Gary, worked at the State House with Gary. We have 14 precincts in, and you're seeing the numbers as we're seeing them right now. We have Brian Arrigo at 4231 and Dan Rizzo at 3754.
That is 477 votes,
I'm so
separating
glad.
the two.
I'm so glad I have someone who's really good at math with me today.
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
I was a communications major, so math was certainly not my strong suit.
Business management minor and accountant, I know my numbers.
So, yeah, and wow, more numbers
At
here.
large race, so Jessica Giannino topped the 4,000 hit with 14 precincts reporting, followed by Steve Morabito, Tony Zambuto, and George Rotundo. The fifth spot, Jerry Visconti starting to pull away a little bit from Dimple Rayner with 2554, Dimple with 1938. So Jerry with a 600-plus vote lead right now with 14 out of the 21 precincts reporting there, Kathy.
Wow. So, yeah, I mean, I think, it's going to be an interesting night. I think you have, some people that, look like they're going to be very successful again. You don't want to jinx anybody
Right.
tonight, so I won't. But, again, everybody works really, really hard, and a lot of it is, it's the family members and the friends that are out every day. You heard, Councilor Keefe and Councilor Granasso thanking their friends and family who were out there. You had Councilor Granasso's daughter and grandchildren with him, and you had Pat Keefe talking about his friend who was out for 12 hours. And I mean, you think about, Jessica Giannino, you cannot think about her grandmother, for example, who's, she's just the best campaign manager anyone could ask for example. So, someone who's, generations been in this city and is very active in this city, just like you have been, or Pat, or so many other people who do so many different organizations. So,
Her and I got to know each other a little more personal level.
not to embarrass you, Joanne, but you're kind of amazing.
She's a wonderful person. When I had my couple of bouts with cancer a few years ago, I used to run into her at Dana-Farber, and we had nice little talks there. And I tell you, she is absolutely a wonderful, wonderful person.
Good feeling.
And the apple doesn't fall far from the trees. You can see the wonderful things
Yeah.
Jessica has done
Right.
during her tenure here as ward councilor.
Yeah, so, again, Jessica followed in the footsteps of her grandparents who were in public service.
Yes.
And her father and her uncle who served this city admirably, both on the police and the fire
Yeah, her
departments
father
here.
last meeting just got several accolades, Sergeant Gino, some accolades.
Right.
Toss is well-deserved again. Hey, can we see that school committee race again? Please. All right.
That's close.
Wow,
So now you've
yeah.
got Michael, actually, no.
Jerry D'Ambrosio right now is topping the
No,
ticket.
Anthony.
I'm sorry, Anthony, Jerry,
D'Ambrosio.
yeah. Jerry, hey, you're back. Anthony D'Ambrosio is actually topping the ticket right now in for the school committee, 2-year term with 16 precincts reporting at 4098. Carol Ty, 3858. Then we have Mike Ferranti, 3338. Stacy Rizzo at 3315. Sue Gravelisi at 3209. And the sixth spot was close between Kingston and Fred Sinella, but looks like Fred Sinella is about 180 up on John Kingston right now. Fred Tonello with 2643, and John Kingston with 2465. Al Terminello, 1852, and Mike Toto at 1430. That's 16 precincts we reported. I know Anthony D'Ambrosio is a great kid, comes from a great family. A little bit of a surprise that he's topping the ticket and he's beating Calatai right now.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But again, you have 16 to 21 in. I'm curious, I'm always someone who, my big sport has always been elections.
Yeah.
You guys were talking football. I have to admit, I'm not very well versed in that, but elections, this is my sport.
Yes.
So for me, it's always like the details. I'd like to know
Which 16 voted?
which one's left.
Okay.
How do you read that? Because, also too, where you live, the wards and the precincts that you live in, you should be obviously getting a bigger vote in those wards and precincts. So, I would assume that anyone who lives, obviously someone like a Carol Ty would do phenomenal in Beachmont. She was an educator for so long, so that's, everyone knows Carol. So.
All right, so it looks like we're officially calling the first 4 wards. Obviously, Ward 1, Joanne McKenna ran unopposed, still got in at 1292. Ward 2, Ivan Novoselsky edged out Robert Bent, 632 to 187. Arthur Guanasso running unopposed, getting 1,133 votes. And Patrick Keefe running unopposed at Ward 4, getting 1333. Ward 5 and Ward 6, unofficially right now, yeah, we're still waiting for more precincts? Okay. So is that 16 precincts reporting right now? Is that accurate on Ward 6 and 5? Okay. Oh, 16 others. Okay, so with Ward 5, we have John Powers still at 145 to Eric Lampedecchio, 85, 60-vote lead. And Ward 6, look at that. Ricky Serino, 1,200 votes over Nick Malason, 434. So Ricky Serino has a commanded almost 800-vote lead. That's 16 precincts counted. Obviously, we don't know if that's all set in Ward 6. I would assume it is. I can't imagine a ward race being down by 800 votes. You're going to make a comeback on something like that.
No, I mean, again, it's very tough to put your name on the ballot. Both Nick and Ricky are wonderful people, and Ricky comes from a long family that's been very involved in Ward 6 for a long time.
Yes.
Congratulations to both of them, but, good for them for the hard work that they've put out. So,
Yeah, so Ward 5 is still a battle.
Ward 5 will be a battle.
It's still a battle. It's only 60 points until it's, those are unofficial. Until it's final, we really can't cast a winner there.
But I'll tell you
in Ward 5, can we?
Kudos to the Election Commission for all the
They're really
work.
turning this stuff around.
This is major, and they've really, I know that to say that this is a busy day doesn't scratch the surface, and I know it's been a little chaotic and the weather and everything, so, thank you to them and congratulations to them and the police department, obviously, and all of them, so.
Although I couldn't get down in front of St. Mary's earlier, picking up little Rick from work in Saugus, the traffic from Saugus going into Revere on Washington Street in St. Mary's was backed up around the corner past John Sitco when I had to go around, cut through Malden and the backside of Everett to get home. So everyone was out tonight voting, at least in Ward 6. It seemed like all the sign holders were down there. Can we get an update on the mail race? If that's possible?
Wow. Okay, so, 17 out of 21 precincts, we have the mayor, Brian Arrigo, at 4691, and Councilor Dan Rizzo at 4275. With 17 out of the 21 precincts, we know that wards 5 and 6 aren't done yet, so.
They just want to give them the update, Kathy, and they just updated that.
So 4865 is Brian Arrigo, and 4410 is Dan Rizzo.
So it's a 455-point edge to the incumbent, Mayor Arrigo, versus challenger and councilor at large, Dan Rizzo, with 17 of the 21 precincts reporting. We are calling Ward 6. Want to show me the Ward 6? So we are calling Ward 6 unofficially. The winner, it was wide open, thanks to longtime Ward 6 Councilor Charlie Patch, who did a tremendous job in Ward 6 over the years.
Amazing family, amazing man.
We
So,
wish Charlie well in his retirement, but the new council of Ward 6 for the next 2 years will be Richard Joseph Serino, 1,451 votes to Nick Malayson Sr.'s 486 votes. So looks like Ricky beat him by almost 1,000 votes in the Ward 6 in a hotly contested race, but it looks like the voters showed out in force for young Ricky Serino this time out.
well, I mean, hey, congratulations to him and his family. Just even in the parade, seeing his parents work so hard, his grandfather, member of the Revere Police Department.
Oh, yeah, on the old motorcycle, yes.
Yeah, I mean, so congratulations
Yes.
to them, generations of service to the city. And to Nick and his supporters too, congratulations to them. I mean, full disclosure, Nick and I have been friends since high school.
Yep.
So again, it's not easy to put your name out on the ballot. So congratulations to
And you
both
can
of
be
them.
here a long time, but if you can be in the city a long time, but if you don't make a difference during that time you're here, no one's going to, oh, I've been a member for 30 years. What have you done in the last 30 years?
That's right.
People have been involved, they're on the ticket, they're making a difference, they're winning, and hopefully those that don't win this year
I always say
are
stay
able to
involved.
bounce back, come back, do something for the next 2 years in the community, be an activist of some sort, put your name on the ticket in 2 years.
100%.
The 2 years flies by.
Yes, it does. And so it's really about, are you here and are you part of the community? Or are you just kind of putting your name on a ballot and not doing anything else? Like, whether you're on the ballot or not, you're always showing up for the things that you believe in,
Right.
and a lot of other people do that too. And some people just want to stay on that side and never put their name on the ballot. And I respect that too, because it's not easy to do.
Right.
You sign yourself up for a lot of criticism and your life does not become your own, having done it from a personal experience. But again, congratulations to all of the people that we have declared winners. So we have Councilor McKenna in Ward 1, Ira Novoselsky returning from Ward 2, Councilor Guanasso in Ward 3 returning, Pat Key from Ward 4, and the newest member of the council is going to be Rick Serino.
Ricky
in Ward
Serino,
6.
yes, what a commanding 1,000-point margin of victory there in Ward 6.
We have Councilor Novoselsky
Oh,
coming
my.
in. Who wants to go? And we also have Councilor
Council, you want to
Janino.
come up?
Who would like to go first? Who wants to go first?
Council, your jacket's off, come on up. You have tenure.
Congratulations, Councilor. Either side. You can sit. All right, the mic is on.
There you go, thank you.
So congratulations,
Thank you
Counselor.
so
Welcome
much.
back. We're so
Another 2
happy
years,
to
I'm
have
very
you
happy.
for 2 more years.
Yes, we're looking forward to it, and I just want to...
Please answer your phone.
No,
Don't let us
no,
keep
no,
you.
it's just a text.
Do
It's just
we
a
want to
text.
give, okay, they just went back to us, okay.
No, I first of all, I just want to congratulate Robert Bent, for taking the time to put his name out there and do what he had to do under his circumstances. He was sick for a while, so he had trouble campaigning, but, it's good that he get out there and show people that anybody can do it.
right.
Get out there, whether they win or lose is another thing, but, just being out there and putting your name out there is fine, so I don't want to talk to you.
You've done a lot of great things for
He
the
didn't mean
city
that
over the
to
years.
us. He was just talking to the spam that's.
I know what was going on.
Shut my phone off. I don't want to
just
get a
shutting his phone
$50
off.
fine. But, the numbers were great. I'm very pleased with them, all over the ward, straight across the board. And I worked in all sections of the ward. There's always some kind of issue.
Yeah.
And I can tell everybody that, they know that I answered everybody's calls and I returned them. And there were times I was down in their houses within 5 minutes, depending on what happens. And, that's the way I am. That's how I work.
100%, you've always been that way, and they're lucky to have you in Ward 2.
And Ward 2 is an up-and-coming place, and I tell everybody that's coming around, I said, Ward 2 is like a volcano ready to erupt. We get all the TOD stuff on Ocean Avenue from where the hotels are and the new apartments. And the other end in Ward 1, got the new apartments going up there. And everybody's just looking for a place to shop, a place to go get food. There's plenty of new restaurants being opened up. We just opened up a new one, Valsos. And, one day we'll get the bagel bin back, Little City Hall. But I know they're up in Topsfield now, they have a temporary place. And
Really? Really? Okay.
and
You were the
they-
first one I called because I knew you were there. And I knew you were there before my husband was actually there, who was at the fire.
Yeah.
I knew
that's
you were
right.
there before he was.
You know, it's unfortunately, but, you know, they're looking to rebuild. You know, it's not gonna happen tomorrow, unfortunately, but we wish them luck and we look forward for them to come back. But a lot happening in Ward 2 and the vicinity, Shirley Ave, and again, it's just a great place to be, and the future is looking up for everybody in Revere.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so
And,
thank you, nice to see you here.
It's nice to see you, and congratulations,
Thank
and
you.
we look forward to you being the incredible community activist that you always have been for the next 2 years.
That's the way I am, and I enjoy doing it, and believe it or not, it's mental therapy for me in some way.
Yeah.
So, but I want to thank my committee, my treasurer Nancy Goldstein. I want to thank my wife and my son for all their support, and we work hard at what we do. And
Yes,
of
you
course,
do.
I got to thank my daughter-in-law, and I got to thank my 2 grandchildren.
Absolutely. No, we've heard it said. I mean, your family and your friends, they know you better than anyone.
Oh, yeah.
And they love you and support us anyway. Yeah. And that's a testament to who you
And
are.
I support, and we have a lot going on in Ward 2, not in, as opportunities for community events. But I not only take care of Ward 2, but I look at other areas of the city when there's different events coming up. I help them out, I give Red Sox tickets, I give Celtics tickets, it's give donations, kids going on trips, for the cheerleading or something like that, but I enjoy doing it, and, I'm into, helping kids and
Absolutely.
doing our thing.
And you're still doing the scoreboard down at the stadium.
Well,
Extended year this year with the
Yeah,
big
but
game Friday
I'm
night.
not working the scoreboard. They retired me.
What are you talking about?
MIAA are bringing in their own
Really?
timekeeping.
Wow. We're talking about the Friday
I
night
know.
football game.
You know me,
Second round
I need
playoff.
this
I know you
explained to
gave
me.
me
I'm not
the,
a good football.
you
Like,
gave
I
me
think
the
this
deer
is a
in the
football
headlights look.
question.
I'm sorry there, Kathy
But I'll
Ann.
tell you.
It's okay. It's okay.
Billy DeSisto was out one night, and Ricky filled in, and I'll tell you, he did a great job. And they always talk about referees being homers. Talk about a homer. An announcer that's a homer.
I got the crowd going. I had cowbells going. It was
standing
great.
up. If he had the rally towel, he would have been through the window.
Look at, I had him DJ
I
for
made it-
events, so I can't even imagine.
I had it made it feel like Gillette Stadium there. I really did. It was great. I hope I can do it again. I love doing the
it
PA
was
announcer
really-
down
it
at the
was
stadium.
unbelievable.
Tell Billy take Friday off. I'll be there.
Well, again,
thank you
we've
very
talked about
much.
how passionate this community is, right?
I'm telling you.
And whether it's football and whether it's, let's give a shout out to the Revere High School field hockey team for the first time in 31 years made the tournament. I was on that team.
Yeah.
I'm not the reason they made it to the tournament 31 years ago. I was the worst player on
a lot
it,
of the
but this is great.
sports teams have made tournament
5
runs
in the
this
fall.
year.
Yeah.
And it's really great to see that happening, because Revere was always in the bottom of the list and never
Okay.
got what they wanted.
There's great
So
things
anyway,
going.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you very much.
please.
I'm
Hey, give me a
looking
quick
forward
second.
to
We got a quick update here.
19 of the 21 in.
Wow.
You want to read that? Okay, Mayor Brian Michael Arrigo at 5,230. Councilor at Large Challenger Dan Rizzo, 4722. We get a difference of about 508 votes separating them with 19 precincts, 2 to go. So it is a close one there. Only 508 votes separate them. And the at-large, no stranger at the top in the ticket at-large. Jessica Angelino, 5,129. Coming up second, Steve Morabito, 4,475. We have Anthony Zambuto, 3,779. Fourth is George Rotundo at 3,344. And for that coveted fifth spot, we have Jerry Visconti at 3,147. His closest challenger is Dimple Rayner at 2,435. So we got about 608 votes separating Dimple and Jerry for that one. And that's 19 out of 21 precincts reporting Miss Kathy Ann.
Well,
It's interesting.
it's nice to see. You could see when some of the, more populated wards come in, how those numbers
You
have
want to jump on the
just
school
shot up.
committee count?
Yes. So we have topping right now is, do we have, no, do we have, no, we have, we have
Yeah,
Anthony.
Anthony D'Ambrosio.
Anthony D'Ambrosio,
47.
47.33 with 19 to the 21 in. And then we have Carol Ty at 44.83. We have Michael Ferrante at 38.69. We have Stacy Rizzo at 38.07. And Susan Gravelisi at 37.30. And then after that, we're looking at, is it
Fred.
Fred Sinella at 30.65, and then John Kingston at 28.26, Al Terminello at 21.84, and Michael Toto at 16.74. So, you know, wow, I mean, kudos to Anthony D'Ambrosio
Wow.
They worked hard.
and his
They absolutely
team, who has
hard,
worked
yes.
very, very hard.
Yes.
That
They
is,
did a
that
great,
is.
great
When's the
impressive.
last time a challenger came in and I know it was 2 precincts ago, but topped the ticket and topped Carol Tag?
Well, that's on school committee. We
On
did
school
it-
committee,
we had
yeah.
Someone,
Well, we have,
counselor at
we
large
have,
did
we
it
have
once.
someone sitting here who actually did that.
Oh, she does it all the time. That's an old hat
Yeah, when
now.
she was
I don't
young
forget you,
and
Jen.
it's
It's an
still
old
young,
hat, I
but we have
know.
someone sitting here who did
She,
it.
that's incredible.
Yeah, that's great. Well, good luck to everybody. Congratulations to everybody.
Yes.
And I'll let you take care of Ms. Shanino.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
Counselor.
Congratulations,
Welcome
Counselor.
back.
Appreciate your help.
Right, keep up the great work, huh?
Thanks, guys.
You go first,
Take
sorry.
care.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And now we have coming up, we have a Counselor at Large, Jessica Janino. We are going to prematurely congratulate you because you're in very good shape with
Right.
almost all of the precincts in.
Yes.
And she is here with her grandmother, Joanne. And Joanne, I don't know if you heard, we already talked about how awesome you are, but we'll do it again in your presence.
Hello. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I mean,
Congratulations.
honestly, if you have a campaign manager in Joanne Janino, you are a lucky person indeed. And you have quite the campaign. You have worked very hard, and we talked about, you know, your family and the generations of public service. We've spent a lot of time talking about this over the years, but congratulations and welcome back to the council.
Thank you.
Yeah, so please take the mic, thank who you need to thank, and
Thank you.
tell us what you see on the horizon coming down the pike and what you want to do.
Sure. So thank you guys so much for being here tonight. And it's, you know, still overwhelming. This is the 4th time that I've been up here with you guys, and every single time you get the same butterflies, and it's just as exciting. But it was funny sitting there in the audience, and I had that moment where I said, wow, I'm not the new guy anymore. Now Anthony is. I'm one of the old guys now. So
right.
that's a crazy realization, but it has been quite an amazing experience. I couldn't have done this without my family, first and foremost. My grandmother, who's in the audience. I don't know if they can pan over to her quick, but she's sitting out there, and there we go.
There she is.
There's the panning, all
There
right.
she is, Joanne,
There we go.
unbelievable.
My grandmother, my dad, who is home diligently tallying numbers up, sitting in the office that we've turned our living room into, and my committee. So my grandmother's my treasurer, Rosa Gabarino, my campaign manager. I'm just so lucky. And, you know, Rose really had tough shoes to fill because my grandfather was my campaign manager from the beginning, and that was a really hard election last year, and it's still kind of bittersweet this year.
Sure
But
thing.
it's been quite a journey. So thank you to my family, thank you to my committee, my friends, everyone that was out there today in the rain, holding signs with me. I still feel like a wet dog. It was pouring.
Yeah, it got a little rainy there.
Pouring. But what a turnout, and I want to thank everyone in the city for your vote of confidence, and it's humbling, and I'm so overwhelmed still, but for coming out on a rainy day and making a difference, because every vote really does count.
Sure does.
Absolutely, and you know, congratulations to you and all the people that, you know, put their faith in you, and you know, your grandfather is absolutely smiling down on you as he smiled right to you when he was with you, and you know he's always with you, so that is wonderful. What a great legacy that you continue in the name of your family that has done so many wonderful things. So it's great for me to be here with you
I
too,
know.
because you know our families go way back as well. So congratulations.
Before Jessica leaves, can you show me the at-large votes again, please? There we go.
So
What do you
19
see, when you see numbers like that, and there's that many people running, and you have over 5,000 votes for yourself, what's your feeling?
an overwhelming feeling of gratitude.
Yeah.
You know, it just really makes you so grateful and thankful for the people that support you from every part of the city. And that's the unique thing about being at large. It's not just one part of the community. It's an overwhelming vote of confidence from the entire city. And over the past 8 years, it's really been a journey from day one. And Kathy was there day one. We were sitting at my kitchen table and she heard I was running, and her and Rosalie came over and we talked, and now here we are 8 years later.
No,
So
and
it goes
you know,
by quick.
as you know, you never take it for granted,
Yeah.
and it's, you know, it's always overwhelming, it's always an honor, and it's always humbling.
It is.
And you know, you have to come here every day and really take this job seriously.
Mm-hmm.
My dad used to always say to me, you take your job seriously and never yourself. And that's, you know, certainly what you do and what, you know, Councilor Novoselsky was here before you do. I mean, it is about, you know, sometimes crossing the aisle and sometimes working out compromises with people you don't disagree with, sometimes personally and professionally, but it's all for the betterment of the city and to move the city forward. So, you know, you've certainly, you know, led as a councilor, led as a council president, and we look forward to seeing you continue to do that.
Thank you. And I will say, being president was probably my best part of being on the council so far, being able to do that twice. But I'm really looking forward to the upcoming months for the city, because now that the election's over and we can all kind of take a deep breath, it's good to get back to our roots and remember that at the end of the day, we all live in the city, we're all neighbors, and we're all friends and family. So
Yeah,
I look
well
forward to
put.
moving the city forward and working with everyone. But thank you guys so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Councilor.
Thank
you.
Congratulations.
Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Jessica, and to Joanne and the family and everyone.
Yeah, can we see those mayor results, please? There we go.
So-
With 19 precincts report, and we have Mayor Brian Arrigo at 5,230, and challenger Councilor at Large Dan Rizzo at 4722. So we have 508 votes separating the both, with only 2 precincts to go. At what point do we say unofficial? I haven't heard anything in my earpiece
I
yet.
don't know. I'm waiting for the God above to give you the unofficial count, but we do have the mayor here. So would you and your
Let's bring up
lovely
Mayor
wife want to
Arrigo
come
and his
up?
lovely wife, Nadine. Thank you.
Hi.
Well, I have to say, Mr. Mayor, what a team you and your wife make. My goodness.
Thank you.
And your whole family and your supporters. And please, I'm going to get out of your way and I'm going to let you talk.
No,
because I
it's
know you have a
okay.
lot of people to
Yeah.
thank.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been talking a lot about the passion that this city has.
Yes.
Yeah,
And we're not afraid to show it.
We're not.
And this has been, you know, my favorite sport. Yours is football, mine is politics. And we saw a lot of both of that in the last few months.
yeah.
Locally. And, you know, it's very hard to put your name on the ballot. And, you know, it's not
It
hard.
takes a lot, you know that.
And
You both know that.
And it's not hard, and it's not easy to do these jobs either.
Right.
In a tough political climate, and, you know, in an economy that's fluctuating. So, you know, thank you for the work that you've done.
Thank you.
You know, I have to say, he moved to the street I grew up on. So that's also something that's quite fantastic.
All I hear from my neighbors, my wonderful neighbors, is how, you know, I'm the second mayor to have
That's
lived on-
correct. You're the second mayor that
I'm
lived
the
on
second
street.
mayor to have lived on that street. But, no, you know, this is obviously a good night for us, and we're very excited. We have a lot of work to do in healing the city, I think, now. After a really tough, difficult election, I think it's really important for us, and certainly me, to reach out to everyone and make sure that we move forward, and the great progress that we've made over the last 4 years continues, and that everyone feels a part of that. I do have a lot of people to thank, so I'll start by thanking, obviously,
You're
my
welcome.
lovely wife. She stuck through everything, and there are way too many people for me to think of individually. But of course, the 2 boys that we have who have been, I don't know. I think about 4 years ago and how we had we had Joseph up here with us, and how much
Has changed,
has
but
changed,
has stayed
but
the
still the
same.
same. Exactly. And everyone will ask me, how do you do it? How do you deal with all the nonsense? How do you, how do you sleep at night? But having those two little boys and having a beautiful, lovely wife that I come home to every night, and I think having them at the age that they are, where they don't know anything about Facebook, they don't know anything about social media, and they just have, so much energy and so much love that just kind of melts any problems that I could possibly have from this building or from the city. So I always tell everyone that even my really, really bad days, which there have been a couple, when I get to come home and see them and get a hug and hear Daddy, that makes it all worth it. So it makes a tough day a little bit easier. But there are, like I said, a ton of people. Everyone that held a sign, wrote a thank you note, did anything for our campaign, which we had hundreds of people who just helped and did door knocking and made sure that we were getting out the vote tonight, and people were getting soaking wet today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, the bottom of our hearts. We certainly appreciate everything that you've done to help us, move the city forward. To all the electeds that have been so supportive. I know I see Carol in the audience, and I see Patrick in the audience, and Jess is just here. They have been incredible. We have a new Anthony. It's okay. You can come in. We have a new school committee member joining us right now, and to everyone, every single person that put their name on the ballot, thank you for doing that, because at the end of the day, our city is a better place when people have difficult conversations, when we have people from different perspectives who come and take the time and energy and effort to actually put their name on the ballot and do that. And as I started the conversation, the city does have a lot of healing to do, and we have a lot of work to do starting tomorrow. So, we look forward to continuing it.
You're not going to sleep in?
No, we have toddlers.
Well deserved.
We have
there's
two
no sleeping
toddlers.
in. With
Yeah,
a
there's
4-year-old and a
no
2.5-year-old, there's no sleeping
All
in.
right.
We'll enjoy tonight. We'll have a little bit of fun, and we will get right back to work tomorrow.
It all
We
starts
will.
again.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
And,
It's weird to hear that,
I
because
know.
I feel
Right?
like I haven't been
Well,
doing it a long
but-
time,
but,
but it's been 10 years.
We've talked a lot about, like, a lot of people who've run and that maybe they've lost their first time and
Right,
they tried
yeah,
again. And I
yeah.
remember, having lunch with you after the first time
Yeah,
you ran and lost,
yeah,
and saying,
yeah.
like, Steve Morbido, same thing, and saying, like, stay in this.
Stick with it.
Because,
Right.
if you believe in the city, no matter what you do, like whether it's you put your name on the ballot again or you run an incredible organization, it's just about like caring about where you live. And,
Right.
people have different ways of coming to those passions and who
Right.
they decide to support. But at the end of the day, it's because everybody cares. So, you're right. I think there's a lot of healing that has to happen, but one thing is sure, we have nothing if we don't have passion in the city.
We have passion
Oh,
and we have
yeah.
personality.
Oh,
right?
yes.
So we have that in spades. So we're a great community for it. We really are a great community for it.
And you're another family, you're another legacy. I've been talking about that a lot tonight.
Yeah.
And, your mom and your dad is smiling down.
know.
And,
I have-
and
You have a
and
photo?
so, the mayor and my dad.
I have 3 people with me at pretty much all times, but former Mayor Haas, a good friend Bobby Picardi, but most importantly my dad.
Of course.
So I know that they're enjoying themselves. We lost my grandmother last year as well. I know that there are a lot of people who are looking down and enjoying tonight and enjoying themselves. So.
Well, I hope you all enjoy it tonight, and to your
Thank you.
supporters and everything, thank you for all your
Thank
hard
you
work.
guys so much. Thank
And,
you.
Yep, I'm sure the calls will start.
Oh,
You'll
yeah,
come
they
in with
already started.
You'll come in with
Hey,
voicemails.
funny thing, quick story. I'm in the hallway. Things were still not settled officially, and I had somebody asking me when we were gonna pave his street. So it never ends. Like that's a legit story. Like, guys,
100%.
you know,
And I
so-
hope no one's going food shopping tomorrow, because that'll be an interesting
Oh,
opportunity.
yeah.
Food shopping tomorrow. No, I tell you, I get it, but congratulations.
Yeah, you lived it.
Congratulations,
Thank you, Kathy.
enjoy.
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
guys so much.
Okay. Yes, congratulations, Mayor Brian Arrigo, re-elected for 4 more years.
I will, I'll say I am.
All right, can we, let's bring up the one and only Miss Carol Ty. While Carol makes her way up here, can we show the school committee results?
I have to say, as Carol Ty comes up here, it took me a long time to be able to call her Carol, because we called her Miss Ty for so long. And yes, I mean, thank you. How are you? Mwah. Congratulations.
Congratulations again, Miss Ty.
Congratulations, Miss Ty. We have to say
Well,
it.
I'm not Miss Ty, but
Congratulations, and you know, I mean, you have had a lifetime of service to this community. I always tell the story about my father calling me up at my old job saying, I'm going to see the first woman get sworn in as superintendent.
that's right. That's right. And I remember when he was there. Of course, your father and I had a long-term relationship.
Yes.
We knew each other from childhood. And as you know, our families are connected too. But you know, that's the wonderful thing about Revere. Everybody's connected in every way. And so we can all take joy in each other's victory and look forward to, I'm very optimistic about the future. I'm really excited about having a new high school. I'm excited about having a new young kid here to join me. I'm excited about the people that have been serving for a long time and who know and who love and care about the school system. It's just a wonderful feeling. It's just not just the school system, of course, but the school system is reflective of what happens throughout the city. So we are here to be working together, all of us. We're here to serve the kids as any way we can. I'm starting out first thing tomorrow morning doing my first spelling bee of the season as well.
Right back at
And
it.
I was studying tonight before I came so that I wouldn't make any mistakes, because making a mistake on a spelling bee in front of the kids is something that they never forget. So I'm sure that it will go well. It is such an exciting time. I'm so happy. I'm grateful to all the people, particularly the retired teachers who came out of everywhere to support me, as they always have. And, you know, we're all getting a little older, but I like to think that we're all getting wiser as well. And I think that the city showed that it's made a very wise decision. It's just sort of too bad that everybody can't win. But we will all go forward together and have a wonderful time. And I'm grateful to everyone, grateful to Kathleen, grateful to all the people who have sat at this council chamber over the years, all of the mayors with whom I served, all of the presidents of the city council, Franny Doris, all of these people who have been supportive of me personally and of the Revere Public Schools for so many years. Just, we all share in that pride and all share in credit for the success that we have. And I look forward to a lot more successes.
Okay.
That's great. Well, congratulations, and thank you for
Thank
I'll wait.
continuing to show up for the students in the city.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
It's a good system because we have good people like you
Well,
making right decisions for
nobody
for-
does anything alone.
No, I know it's a village. I know it's a
No,
whole group.
Yeah, it's.
And you're one of the great leaders
it's
of it,
a-
and I've
well,
always
thank
said
you.
that about you, Carolyn. And thank you for your support, not only for the kids, but for the kids with disability. and the Autism Foundation. That helps, the money goes right back to the school
It's
system.
always my pleasure.
Yes.
Because I
You always
truly
had a heart of
believe.
gold. You're always the first one to say, hey, what do you need? What can I get you? So
Well,
we appreciate
we should
that.
do that. Those of us who have been blessed need to share those blessings with other
Yes.
people.
Thank
So,
you.
thank you.
All right.
Congratulations.
Thanks,
So good
Mom.
to see
Yeah, we'll show those, when you get those 21 out of 21 precincts up for school committee, just bring them down whenever you're ready.
So we knew, Bob at Revere TV said, all of a sudden, when the votes come in, everyone's gonna start showing up.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a lot of
We have-
people waiting to come on now.
Well, you know what?
Which is exciting.
The first person to top 5,000 on the school committee as a newcomer, and there's still one more precinct to go. He has a lot of great ideas. Comes from a hell of a family, and proud to call him a friend. And now, school committee chairperson, Mr. Anthony D'Ambrosio. Come on down, buddy.
So as Anthony comes down,
Mr. School Committee man, I already gave him the chairperson job. I don't know. I figure with 5,000 votes, Jerry, he deserves it, right? Congratulations, young man. All right, have a seat.
well, I'll tell you, I didn't come home from work one night and not see you and your father and Emilio and all those people holding signs. So we know you worked hard, and congratulations and welcome.
Thank
Welcome to Revere Politics.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I mean, I have so many people I want to thank. I mean, first of all, my mother and father and my incredible girlfriend for putting up with me over the course of the last few months. The voters of Revere for instilling confidence in me. And then, obviously, Mr. Toto, Mr. Kingston, and Mr. Terminello, who are fantastic people. So thank you guys as well. I'm so excited.
Well, we're excited to have you. It's always really welcome and fun when you have someone who is new.
Okay, I
and
don't mean to
has
cut you
good
off,
ideas.
but the final results are in for everything, so we're just going to read them off real quick. So we have 21 of 21 showing for school committee, topping the unofficial, but all 21 reporting unofficial, topping the ticket on school committee is newcomer Mr. Anthony D'Ambrosio with 5,243 votes. Carol Ty, 4997. Michael Ferranti, 4246. Stacy Bronson Rizzo, 4182. Sue Gravellisi at 4157. And the last seat in the school committee will go to Frederick Sinella at 3531. John Kingston had a great showing at over 3,000 votes. Ward councilors, we have unopposed Joanne McKenna, Arthur Ganasso, and Patrick Keefe, all winners. Ivan Novoselsky won in Ward 2. Ward 5, John Powers beat Eric Lampedecchio by about 300 votes. And Ward 6, Ricky Joseph Sereno, 1451 to 486 over Nick Malason Sr. And let's go to the at-large. At-large, here we go. So incumbents, Jessica Janino topping the ticket, followed by Steve Morabito, Anthony Zambuto, and George Rotundo. And the open seat goes to newcomer Mr. Jerry Visconti at 3525. He will grab that sought-after fifth at-large seat coming from the school committee. A lot of experience. So let's go back to Anthony over here. All right.
So not only did you get the open seat, you topped the ticket. No pressure there. And I wish, while they were showing those numbers, that I took a picture of your father, because your smile could light up the city right now. And again, your dad was on the school committee for a long time, and I know it's a great thing to continue the, family service to the city, and it's always great when we have someone new join with new ideas and a different perspective. So, it's always welcome to have that. So we're excited to see all the good things you're going to do.
I am so incredibly excited. Thank you all so much. I owe the world to so many of you and all of you, and I'm so excited to work as hard as I possibly can for the city. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah, it sounds exciting, so.
Great, yeah, he has a heck of a background, does a lot of work and has a lot of wonderful ideas for the special education community. And although my kids will be out of school, my daughter's graduating high school this year, we're going off to college, but Doesn't mean I still won't be involved and still be around with the Ricky Foundation. I'm looking forward to seeing your ideas, and hopefully we can get some of them put in place. So I congratulate you, young man. Great victory, topped the ticket. I've never seen that before. That's a heck of a job. Good job.
We said we start with Jess Janino when she first.
Never
did
saw it
too.
on school committee.
Not on the school committee.
No, not on the
So,
school committee.
You know, congratulations. We look forward to seeing you get sworn in and all the.
Anything you want to say before you head out?
Thank you so much. Well, again, thank you all a ton. For me, I just wanted so badly to get on the committee, and I'm truly so blessed and so excited. So thank you guys so much.
And I always saw your father picking up the signs after the wind would knock them over, the rain. I've seen him out there Saturdays, Sundays, his days off. So good job there, Big Jerry. All right, congratulations, Anthony.
Okay, really good to see you. Congratulations. So we're trying to be respectful of who's coming first, and I believe after Anthony came in, we have Councilor McKenna.
Councilor Joanne
Congratulations,
McKenna.
Joanne McKenna, and welcome back to the council. You were one of the 3 ward councilors who were unopposed.
Which is a great honor. That's an honor and a half.
Which is a great honor in Beachmont too, when there's so much passion.
Thank you, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, Kathy.
So welcome back, Councilor McKenna,
Thank you.
someone who's been a, passionate advocate for this city since minute one. So
Thank you.
please, thank who you need to thank.
I just want to thank my Ward 1 residents that came out to me and voted big. Thank you so much. I've worked very, very hard. I think this is, in the last 2.5 years, I've worked very hard for Ward 1, and the results show. So thank you so much for coming out and voting for me and believing in me, because I do work hard. I give 100%, and it shows. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all you do. I know that.
Thank you.
This job is not easy.
No,
Putting your
it's-
name on the ballot is not easy.
It's not easy, and people don't realize that, you get the calls, you get 25 calls a day. It's not the 2 hours of council meetings that you put into it. It's all the other work that when people call you and they have issues, that you try to answer every single call and you try to resolve their issues. And sometimes you can't resolve their issues, but most of the time you can. And it's working with, I've learned in 4.5 years that it takes a village, and I know that's a cliche, but it does take a village. And it takes all these people you call and say, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Can you help me with this? And when I first started running, I thought it was just me. I could do it all, but it's not true. It takes a village. And I ask for everybody's help, and they help me, and I thank you all for helping me and making this a great day for me. The results were great, and thank you. That's all I can say.
Well, keep up the good work.
Thank you
Counselor. We
so
look forward
much. Thank
to
you.
seeing the
Thank
work
you.
you put forward in 2 years.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Councilor.
Excuse me?
Congrats.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I'm so happy. I really am.
Well, now you
I've
can
been-
relax
you know
for
what?
one day.
Yeah, I'm going
and
to
then
go.
it's back to
I'm
it.
going to Las Vegas. I'm going to see Lady Gaga.
Ooh,
Hey.
that's very exciting.
Thank you.
That
you
sounds
very
like a
much.
plan. Now, that's the best plan
Thank you
I've heard
very
so
much.
far.
Everybody, thank you.
Congratulations. And so next, I know we have Ward 5 Councilor John Powers, who just, I don't know what the final numbers are.
Yeah, can we get
but-
the final numbers for Ward 5 up on the screen? Thank you. John Powers, 1262. Eric Lamberdecchio, 932. So Council Powers being by 330 votes. That's pretty good for a ward race. Good job. Congrats, Councilor.
Thank you.
Welcome back, Councilor. Congratulations. I know you had a contested race.
It was contested, and well, we worked very hard, and I think the fact that the work that we've done in Ward 5, for the people of Ward 5, during my tenure as a city councilor, and particularly in the past 4 years, since I became, for lack of a better word, a partner with Brian Arrigo in getting things done for the city of Revere. We got a brand new fire station coming up down there. We did a brand new pump on the Linway for the sewage treatment plant. I can't begin to imagine how many feet of drainage, water, sewer lines we've put in that area, plus the streets and the sidewalks we've done. And I want to thank the people of Ward 5 for continuing their confidence in me. And I pledge to you tonight that I will continue working every effort of mind and spirit that I possess to moving Ward 5 and the city of Revere ahead. And again, I want to thank my family, my children, my grandson Patrick who's here, for really getting out there and pitching in when the time was needed. And again, thank you very much, and again, thank you to the people of Ward 5.
Congratulations, Council.
Congratulations, Council.
Nice to see you. Congratulations. And so now we're going to bring up the newest at-large member, Jerry Visconti. Congratulations.
Jerry! Jerry Visconti, look at that.
Jerry, served the school committee the past 2 years admirably and was a great addition, and we look forward to seeing you on the council meeting.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, what a passionate family and supporters you have.
That we are. That I do.
And it's going to be great. We know what an involved person you and your family have been in the community, and we look forward to see all the great things you're going to do for the city as a member of this council.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I really am. I want to say thank you first to my colleagues on the school committee. It was a pleasure serving with them for the past 2 years. I enjoyed it, and I learned a lot. And I want to thank every single one of them. I appreciate their wisdom and their advice. But I look forward to sitting on that council. And I really want to thank Team Visconti, because every single one of them, they were out there. We worked hard, and we got our message across. And I appreciate the support, and I want to thank the residents of Revere for having that trust in me. And like I said, I look forward to serving on this council.
Well, we look forward to seeing all the great things you're going to do. And, you've always been such a class act, so
Thank you.
humble, and you've always done things, because you wanted to be involved and you were part of this community. So it's going to be great to see your perspective on the council.
Thank you. What we stride during this campaign, and I know it's been a difficult campaign, and there was a lot of negativity, obviously, which obviously hearing the residents out there, they got tired of. And what I vowed to my committee and what I tried to portray to the residents is that we stayed above the fray, and it's not who we are. And I wanted to represent Team Visconti in a proud and respectable manner, and I believe we did that.
Oh, absolutely.
I believe we did that, and it's just the person I am, the person how I was raised, and the family we have. And representing Revere on this council is going to be something that I look forward to. Like I said, I'm humbled by the results, and I look forward to it. I really do.
Well, we certainly look forward to seeing the great perspective you bring. And the mayor was here just a little while ago and talked about there's a lot of healing that has to happen in the city. You talked about some of the negativity, and I like to call it passion, but yes, there has been, and being above the fray is important, and going forward, we need to try to bring the city together, and it's because everyone cared about different things. They showed their passion, but we all, at the end of the day, care about this city, and we appreciate that you were above the fray.
Absolutely, and people have their way of how they present it, and that's fine. But yeah, there's a lot of passion in this city. Okay, especially when it comes to politics. I've seen it, and we lived it. But I think, there's a way to represent yourself. And I try to do that in my personal life. I try to do it in my business. And I'm raising 4 children in this city. And I want to make them proud as well. So it means a lot to me, because I represent them as well. So,
Couldn't have heard it said any better.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
congratulations
Thank
to
you
you
so
and your
much.
family and your
Thank you.
supporters.
I want to say thank you to my wife Danielle and my 4 children. They have been by my side since I jumped into the politics scene. And it's, like I say before, running a campaign is not easy on a family. It becomes pretty stressful. And dealing with me is not probably the easiest thing to do, okay? But they have been there for me, and I can't thank them enough. I also want to mention, and I'd be remiss if I didn't, we had some ups and downs in this campaign. We lost a very good friend of mine, okay, Bobby Visconti, who has been a dear friend of the family and is was a great person for the city of Revere. And I know he's looking down on us, and I just want to let him know that we hit the trifecta, Bobby, and I'm excited. And he's deeply missed, and I know he's smiling. So I want to say thank you.
Me and Brian Arrigo said the same thing about Bobby. He actually had his
I know.
his card on him. He showed it to us, him and his, it's,
You know,
that's pretty powerful, yeah.
Person in
He
the
was.
city as
Oh,
well.
absolutely, he was watching you guys.
And I think my mom and dad,
Sure.
who aren't with us any longer, is smiling as well. And I want to say, Mom, Dad, I hope you're proud. So
I'm sure they
thank
are.
you.
Sure they are.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Counselor.
Happy for you. Welcome to the council. And so we're hearing, because now we're starting to move people along, because we have everybody coming up and the results are in.
Before we do that, can I see the mayoral race one more time? The mayor's race? There we go. So unofficially, 21 out of 21 reporting. Mayor Riga with 5,809 votes, and Dan Rizzo with 5,251 votes. So it looks like Brian got him by 560 votes, 558, something like that. So he adds them out. So Brian Arrigo is
Reelected.
Reelected 4 more years, yeah, unofficially, of course.
But, the reelected to be the mayor of Revere again for another 4
Still
years.
a close race, only 500 votes.
This is a passionate city.
It sure is.
And, again, to, both Mayor Arrigo's supporters and Councilor Rizzo's supporters, congratulations.
Yeah.
There was a lot of passion in this city.
Passion,
And
we've
everyone
used
worked hard.
that term, it can't be overused enough, or used enough tonight.
That's it. I'm
It's
going
very
with passion.
Can we show the ward race one more time?
Because we're going to go to the ward race, because speaking of passion,
Yes.
we're going to bring up the newest ward councilor.
Yes, and his supporters came out big time, Kathy Ann.
Yes.
1,451 votes in Ward 6 alone. Your
Yes.
newest Ward 6 councilor, Mr. Richard Joseph Serino.
Well, congratulations, Counselor. And, we have to say, speaking of passion, talk about the 2 best campaign managers you could ever have, your parents.
So I would
Who are
be
in the
remiss
audience.
if I didn't begin by thanking my parents, my mom and dad. I always say that not all superheroes wear capes, and my parents are clear superheroes in my mind. They've been my rock ever since I was little, but through this campaign, they have really stepped up and helped get me to where I am. So thank you, Mom and Dad. I love you. And to all of Team Serino, all my supporters, my sign holders, the poll checkers, everybody played a role over the last several months.
Yeah, out of all the ward races, each individual ward, Team Serino was by far, you had some serious blue and white going on there in Ward 6.
Well, we were very active.
Yeah.
I started door knocking in March, and as soon as the signs came in, we started sign holding late in the spring, and I tried to hit as many doors as I possibly could between when I announced and up until this weekend. I engaged as many residents as possible. I attended as many community meetings and met as many people and tried to really get the pulse on the neighborhood, West Revere and North Revere, on different issues. And I'm excited now. We've worked hard these last few months, and I'm truly humbled that they have placed their faith in me to serve as their ward counselor. So I'm excited to get right to work tomorrow.
The phone's ringing yet for, I got a pothole in front of my street and this
Yep.
guy's parking too close to my corner. What's going on over in Ward 6?
Oh, God, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, the major issue, I think, is flooding.
Yes. Set down
Especially
Toscano and every, yes.
Toscano, Asti, even Sherman Street. A big issue is the Town Line Brook. And I know that, trash gates along Asti Ave aren't necessarily cleaned as much as we'd like them to be, but I think the root of the cause is a lot more than just, trash gates. I think we're gonna have to take, as a city, and trying to bring the state to the table, we need to really look at the Town Line Brook and how that affects the neighborhood.
Okay.
So
And that's on, it's already started up a little bit, right, with the state involvement?
Yes, yeah, the state
Just in
has.
the preliminary stages, looking at things?
Yeah, the state has stepped up a bit in the last couple of years. But we really, again, they've more been doing the trash gates, and we need to focus on the Town Line Brook itself. So that's like, the biggest thing that I'd like to work on. But then some smaller stuff is traffic mitigation for Ward 6, particularly along Washington Ave, Linden Square, and additionally the revitalization of Squire Road, in Northgate, and trying to bring more commercial interest to the city.
Well, I think you're gonna do I know you're gonna do a great job. I know the family. I know you from St. Mary's and your days working at Stop and Shop of when you went off to college with Assumption, right? St. Anne's, I'm sorry. But, got a hard-hitting question for you. I told you I'd hit you one.
Yeah, you did.
Will you still be attending Mass, even though
of
you're
course.
a Ward 6 counselor?
Yeah.
You still be
Of
showing?
course he'll be at
You-
Mass. He
Okay,
doesn't
I wanted to
miss
call your
Mass.
mother.
I
Ma,
have
he's not here at Mass. Where's Ricky? He's doing papers.
No way.
I have the 4 o'clock on
You'll be at the
Saturday,
Holy Name
so
meetings.
I'll be at the Holy Name
Ricky
meeting
and
on
I also
Sunday
members of
morning.
the Holy Name Society.
Rick is our president, so, but I would be remiss if before we end tonight, to thank this lady sitting right next to me,
thank
Kathy
you.
Reinstein. I love, I've fallen in love with public service and serving our community, in part because when I was 18 years old, she gave me an opportunity to intern in her office.
Thank you.
And that gave way to me meeting and working with Rosalie Vincent, who then became the state rep. And it's kind of, I feel like we've come full circle tonight.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you,
No.
to you and to Rosalie for the
Yeah.
opportunities you two ladies have provided me. And now, hopefully I carry both your legacies forward.
Oh, thank you. But, I'm going to embarrass you for a few minutes. I remember the first time I met you, we were at St. Mary's, and your mom's like, can you just meet my son? And you were probably in the 2nd grade, right?
Yeah.
2nd grade, and you were into politics, and I remember emailing with you when you were in middle school.
That's right, yeah.
And I
We
remember,
organized it.
we usually didn't give internships to high school students, and I said, we need to give you one, and then you stayed with us through college.
All through college.
And,
yeah.
you certainly have seen the insides and outsides. You know how difficult some of this could be.
Yeah.
But putting your name on the ballot really makes it really is a game changer. I'm sure you've figured that out.
Yes.
And, Ward 6 is an involved ward, as you know.
Yeah.
So I know that you're up for the challenge, and I think,
I'm excited.
both you and, Nick Melason and everyone who's put their name on the ballot is, God bless you for doing it. It's not easy to do, particularly in this city, and we look forward to seeing all the good things you're going to do.
And I would be remiss too if I didn't mention Nick Melason. He's a stand-up guy. We've worked together, being the chair of the Conservation Commission and me working in the rep's office. We've had a professional working relationship. He's a really good guy. And, I'm glad that we both ran our campaigns like gentlemen, and we still have the utmost respect for one another.
You both did. It was a very civil and it was great.
We
And
promoted ourselves and we ran for an open seat. We weren't
Yeah.
running against each other.
Right.
No. Well,
Ward 6 is in good hands with
yeah.
Mr. Ricky
And
Sereno right now.
we've had a great slew of counselors, but I remember, sitting there with the parade, and even your grandfather was in the parade.
Yes,
Now that
yeah.
was something.
Yeah.
you know,
71 years old in
Yeah, I mean,
March.
and very quiet guy, and this is, we always say, it's like family and friends, and you worked hard, so congratulations,
Thank you.
Counselor.
Thank you very much.
We look forward to seeing all the good things you're gonna do.
I'm excited to get to work.
All
All
right,
right.
sounds
And
good.
thank you to Ward 6. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congrats once again, newest counselor, Ward 6, Ricky Serino. All right.
Okay, Mom, stop crying. It's all good. Very happy for you guys.
Congratulations, Mr. and
So-
Mrs. Serino.
I know Mr. Rose was here, but I think he left,
He's
so,
gone.
but we wanted to say to him, thank you for coming in, and then we have Counselor Zambuto, who is here. We want to congratulate him for
Counselor,
another trip around the
yes.
sun on the city council.
Can we see the
Welcome back.
at-large results, please?
Welcome back, Counselor.
There we go.
Representative.
So good to
Friend.
see you. Congratulations.
See you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so, Mrs. Zambuto, you got 4,174 votes,
Not too shabby.
topping
Tony.
4,000 again.
Very, very grateful. Let me start by the old cliche,
Oh, you brought
rumors of my demise.
Oh, again.
Greatly exaggerated. But let me just thank a few people. I got to start with my dear friend and campaign manager, Diane, who does everything for me, and I'm not an easy guy to work for. And if I wouldn't be a counselor if it wasn't for her. But that leads me to my sister, Joanne, who started with me on this journey many years ago. She's watching right now. I would have never been a counselor without Joanne.
Vote for my brother. She used to say, vote for my brother. to
That's
everyone.
right. Vote
That's
for my,
right.
please
Yes.
vote for my brother.
Yes.
And I was telling the story today that she was able to put like 40 stickers on in an hour in Walgreens parking lot. She would have stickers, placards, and triangles. And you weren't getting out of that parking lot unless you put one of them on the car. Nobody's ever done anything like that, but it's unconditional love. And she's a sweetheart. I love you, Joanne, and we'll never forget what you did for me, and you continue to do for me. But it's long overdue for me to recognize Joanne, because she was there with me every day and never wavered. Anyways, I want to thank my committee. There's a lot of people to thank, but the George Carrera crew, Skippy D, Johnny D, Steve Ceroloni, all of the people that stuck with me. I get people in the late 80s coming out and holding signs in the cold for me. Skippy was out on a Saturday when it was so cold, and I said, you don't need to be here, but this is friendship, the kind of friendship that I really have, and it's just, and we brought some new people in this year, and we have a very tiny committee, but we had some Hispanic outreach, and Hernand and Carol and Chris did a lot of, and we got a lot of new friends and a lot of Hispanic friends, and I'm just totally grateful. I had some outside groups that tried to influence this election and didn't work. And I thank them, because whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And it was an interesting experience, and they made me a centrist. They turned me into a centrist. The extreme left and extreme right turned me into.
I'm personally so happy to hear that, Counselor. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I might say that they made me look like a centrist. I'm still kind of a conservative, you know that.
I understand.
But listen, I am just so grateful to the citizens of Revere, because everybody knows I ran on term limits when I first started. I've been here 20 years, but I make a difference on this city council. I tell the truth. Doesn't make me the most popular councilor, because I tell the truth. I don't tell you what you want to hear. But it served me well, and I always stay true to myself. So I'm just grateful for the people that keep supporting me and don't believe the hype out there and the fake news, so to speak, that some people put out when they're trying to get your seat or whatever.
Win at all costs,
But
yes.
But the bottom line is I do want to congratulate everybody that was on the ballot.
because it's a big,
Yes.
it's a big venture to get, to put
Oh,
your
yeah.
name on the ballot. We all know
Oh, yeah.
it's not easy, and you gotta have thick skin in this business, and.
And in the city.
But I'm totally grateful. I'm going to continue to be the same person I always have been. No matter who likes it, I take tough stance because I do my homework, I do the research, and I won't go along to get along. And that's who I'm going to continue to be. And I thank all the citizens and everybody that helped me. I left a lot of names out, Mark Cataldo, and people who've been with me for years. I'm grateful to all of you, even if I didn't mention your name. And most importantly, to the citizens of Revere, I will still be your voice up here for another 2 years. Thank you.
Congratulations, Counselor. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So good to see you.
Congratulations,
Thank you.
Counselor.
Thank you, my friend.
All right.
So, who do we, oh, okay. We have another person who's coming back to our council. And we want to bring up Councilor Rotundo. Congratulations.
Councilor George Rotundo garnered 3,736 votes. We'll bring up the good councilor. Re-elected once again, George.
How you doing? Congratulations.
All right.
Kathy, how are you?
Okay, congratulations.
Have a seat.
Excuse my attire. I just got back from work, so it's a little different.
So the word going around tonight, this has been a passionate election. That's all everyone's talking about, passion. You see more passion in this election citywide than other elections past?
I would just say I'm going to leave those comments alone.
Okay.
I can only tell you that, unfortunately, this election will not be over in the sense of some of the things that have taken place. Because unfortunately, some of the things that did take place have now brought it into, let's just say, the law enforcement are dealing with certain things.
Yep.
In particular, the state police. So that said, I'm just happy that I was reelected. The people of the city know full well my character, and most importantly, they know that I'm their voice, and I continue to be their voice. And so that's pretty much the hallmark of my tenure, is that I stand for people who need a voice, period, no matter who it is.
Oh, of course, you got to speak for your constituents and do its best. How do you keep the engine going? How do you keep it going, 2 years, you keep getting reelected, and you always, top 3, top 4 all the time. How do you do it, working, you got kids, you got a hell of a job in nursing. How do you do it and able to?
When someone calls you at 3 in the morning,
Yeah.
when someone calls you at 6 in the morning or 6 at night, and you respond, you garner, a large bit of credibility with that person.
Right.
When you take care of somebody's loved one, either at their home or in the hospital, they know who you are. It's funny, most people don't know this about me, but I speak well over 6 languages.
Make me one of them, I had no idea.
Like my girlfriend right over there, she can attest to it.
Does he really? Okay.
And in fact, that's just one of the gifts that God has given me, and I have the ability to connect with people. So when you go door to door and you speak to people in their own language.
That's huge.
Of course it is.
Of course, yes.
Especially when nobody else is listening to them, and nobody else can talk to them. In fact, take care, Tony. Congratulations. The other day, I'll say, Arthur Granasso was downstairs in the clerk's office, and this couple came up and they were trying to fill out a form in order to get married, a Hispanic couple. And so I translated the whole thing for them because we don't have it in Spanish.
Okay.
And Arthur, I think, was surprised because I was able to translate the entire form, from Spanish to English.
See, like Revere, we don't have the forms in Spanish.
We should. We should have them in Arabic too.
I think that's something we need to work on in the coming year.
Yeah, but no matter who it is, I just want to say thank you. Shukran, lihai, grazie, gracias, danka, spokojnej noche. good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Counselor George Rotundo, re-elected 2 more years.
Congratulations. Time to go to sleep. Bye.
Congratulations.
All right, so
So,
I think the only counselor that was re-elected we haven't seen so far was Steve Morabito, if I'm correct?
yeah, we haven't seen Stephen, but, maybe he is celebrating with his supporters. I know that they've been out campaigning quite a bit too, and,
All the ward councilors, all the elected councilors all came in.
yep.
Mayor Brian Arrigo re-elected 4 more years. And so our only new people to the school committee is Anthony D'Ambrosio, who's, once again, I know Jessica talked the ticket, but wow, that was incredible.
Well, it was another good night for the city of Revere. And, again, I think the theme is, passion
Passion,
and.
village, takes a
In
village.
village, and, we wake up tomorrow, hopefully in a better spirit to try to unite everybody together. And because we all have to move forward for the betterment of the city.
Right.
And, that's important. And we want to thank, not only everybody who put their names on the ballot and all of their campaign supporters, and especially all the voters, and we want to thank all of you at home also for watching, and some of you watching on YouTube. We wanna
Yes,
thank
we
everyone
have-
at Revere TV.
Revere TV, yeah, I want to
and
thank
the city
everyone at
for letting
Revere
us
TV.
use the council chamber.
Ashton and Josh and Andy, Jessica downstairs, who was doing a great job turning those receipts coming in, and Andy, and of course, the man who runs this fine-tune machine, Mr. Bob Dunbar. Thank you, Bob.
Absolutely.
Great job, once again, you and your staff.
And I'm happy to be here with you, Rick, and I've been rusty, I haven't been around really, and I've been keeping to myself for the last 5 years, so I'm very happy to spend some time with you, and because of our passion for the city, so thanks to Revere TV for letting me be a part of that as well, I appreciate it.
Pleasure's all mine. It was an absolute treat for me, really, seriously, Kathy, to do this with you. I couldn't have thought of anyone else I'd rather do this with than you, so thank you.
We had fun,
We
and
did.
to all of you, I hope you had as much fun as we did. And to those of you celebrating tonight, congratulations. I hope everybody celebrates, because this is what democracy is about.
That's it. Be safe, celebrate safety. On behalf of Kathy Reinstein, everyone here at Revere TV, I'm Rick Frenny. Thank you. Election night Revere is done. We'll see you election night 2021.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.